Hello everyone, my name is SiC. Welcome back to Dyson Sphere project. So one of the things I'm noticing here is that we could probably use another of these water pumps because, well, you can see this is probably not sufficient to run two machines, or not super, it's not doing super well anyway. And the fix is pretty easy. We have enough space here to place another, and we can just put the belts right there to connect it all up. So that is all going pretty well, I think. Now, as for anything else, we're just going to have to keep an eye on this. We will also keep an eye on our graphite situation over here, which is not a lot. But then again, we're not using this for anything else at the moment, so we can always scale that up later. I don't think that's going to be a problem. Now, one thing I'm actually thinking about is we could actually use this light oil to use in the power generation. And power generation has been a bit of an issue in the past, so this is something that we could fix pretty quickly. And we could just probably just build a few of these thermal power stations over here. Let's say about 4, and make sure that those are constantly stocked. And that's true, we don't take that away like that anymore. Not anymore, we never did that, but, well, it's a weird little habit, I guess. Anyway, let's see how this goes. If we pull this out over here, go into that direction, and then for power generation we will build a, not too close, I guess. Build that one over here. And this kind of needs to line up properly, and I think that's just about right. Alright, so let's feed the machines. And this needs to be dragged out a little bit more, apparently. Now these provide fuel or power to the things themselves, like the thermal power stations themselves provide the power to run the convert, or to the sorters, inserters, whatever. I'll keep calling them inserters probably for a long time. And these seem to be very effective at what they do. Now we might not want to keep them in this position, we might want to move them later on, but for now I think this is fine. Research, however, is still ongoing. We've just passed the halfway mark, and we are researching, of course, the structure matrix, which will give us access to yellow science. Now that actually needs diamond, and whatever that other thing is. Now I think, if I remember correctly, we can already make, at least one of them. So to make diamonds, we need organic crystal, and we need titanium ingots. Now titanium, actually we don't have a ready source for that on this planet, and that is something we need to fix by going to another planet. And also this is another thing, we could make it by hand if we have these things, but that is a lot, and I don't think we can automate the harvesting of the organic materials. Now plastic, however, we can do something with, and we have refined oil, which comes from that. So that we need refined oil, we need plastic, and we need water. Now for plastic we need refined oil and energetic graphite, pretty much the same as what we're doing over here. And I think, that does mean that we want to start making this, and this is made in a chemical facility. Alright, so we will make chemical facilities. Let's make 2 for now, and we could actually line that up on the same area, I guess. Or on the other side, I think would actually be a little bit nicer. And we are going to need a couple more of these. And now let's have a look. Right, we'll flip that one around just because it looks nicer, I think. We'll put that one here. We'll put that one right there. So it goes around the curve just a little bit. Now this is going to feed into here, that is going to feed into here. This feeds into there, that feeds into there. You will be making for us organic crystals. No, actually you will be making plastic. And of course we are going to require power here. Also going to get rid of these trees, and I will use them to fuel myself just a little bit. So the plastic being made, and of course we need to expand upon this later, I guess. I don't know the size of what we're going to need, but for starters this will be just fine, I think. Alright, so let us feed ourselves. Actually, now we could use these for science, I guess. But, nah, we'll automate the process. We are not going to put this in manually, I guess. Alright, so that should do for power right about now. And we are making... well, we need light oil, or processed, refined oil. Ah, this is not the one that we're looking for. Alright, well that makes sense. Actually then, in that case, we can make these things over here. Bit of a mistake on my part, but oh well. Place one here. Place one here. Now it's turned the other way around again, but I'm not going to bother with that. We'll be making this stuff. Aluminium. And of course we are going to have to increase the production of the sulfuric energetic graphite. That's the word I'm looking for. Alright, so I'm going to do that, and I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, so I doubled the production. I just dragged this out a little bit over here. I put on a second, or actually third, coal miner. So this one is going to be just for the research, right? We might actually want to increase this one as well. We are lacking some resources here. Actually, we are lacking the hydrogen. Right, so that means we're not making enough with the oil. So we need to increase our oil production as well. But for now, science is doing okay-ish. We can ignore it for a little bit. We're just going to start working on the automation of these other things. So look at that sun coming up over the horizon. That is beautiful. Anyway, we were working on organic crystals. So for that we need refined oil, which we also have nearby, and we need water as well as the plastic. So basically everything we need is close by, which is perfect. Now we are going to get rid of this. We're going to get rid of that, and then right about here I would say we're going to add a splitter. And that's a little bit unfortunate that it doesn't quite fit on there, but whatever, we'll make it work. Alright, so we'll move this sideways over here for just a second. I think that will be fine. Now, what are we actually making this in? We make this in a chemical facility. Alright, so we need a couple more of these. Let's say, well, 2 for now. Let's see how it goes. We can always scale this up later. These guys are going to output onto this belt right here, and then this is also going to go sideways, but it's going to stop one short. And then of course we are going to need water pumps, and I guess we are going to need 2, so I'll just make 2. I don't know if the storage tank is actually filling up. Probably not. But we'll see. And of course we will need a couple more of these, which again I keep saying I want to automate them, and I still haven't done it, but soon. Alright, any flammables in my inventory that I can burn for personal fuel? Not anymore. The structure matrix complete. You have unlocked the structure matrix, one of the 5 source codes to keep the center brain simulating. Alright, awesome. So that is one thing that we needed, and now for the other things we are going to actually need that yellow science, I think, except, well, maybe not for all the things, but I think the particle containers as well, we are going to need these, and this is another thing we can automate actually, which is cool, so we're going to research that next, I guess. Pretty sure we're going to need it, but not entirely sure, so I guess we'll see. So we got aluminum coming in over here. We are going to get 2 water things over here. Now we are going to have to drag this out like that. This is going to drag out like this, that's going to drag out like that, and of course power is essential. So we'll put a tower right there. And of course these output directly onto the belts, which is nice. And now I'm going to get rid of these plants. Now, building over this automatically gets rid of them, and that is nice, but we need some personal fuel as well, so why not do it like this immediately? Right, so we have 4 inputs on one side, 4 inputs on the other. We will start, I guess, as close to this side as possible. Put one over here. Actually, no, we need to be closer. We need to be as close to this belt as possible. So otherwise we will not be able to reach the water. Right, so it needs to be like that. We'll put one here. We'll put one there. And then we need to drag this out a little bit. So this is going to end right there. This is going to end right there. I guess the water doesn't need to go quite as far. And now we need to make the inputs. There we go. One here, one there. And I guess whatever we need the most of, we can add right here. Actually, we need power here as well, so put in a small little pylon right there. Look at that. So what do we need, or how much do we need for this? 2 aluminum, 1 oil, 1 water. Alright, so actually on the aluminum one we can add in extra inserters, because we have that space. So why not? Put it like that and it will keep producing nicely, and I think actually we could do with a third over here. I think that will do us just fine. I'm going to get rid of the organic burnable materials. And this should just fit, yes, nice. Alright, so you're also going to be making organic crystals. And then we are going to hook this up. And we had one here, one there, one there. Of course, we need to drag out the water cubes a little bit to up here. And that's going to connect up to here. And now we need to output this. But what is this? Yeah, this was going to go into titanium crystal. Now we don't have titanium, so that is something that we need to fix as well. But for now, at least we are making the organic crystals. And we'll just leave this to run until the machine is full. I don't think we need a storage item completely full of that stuff, so we're going to ignore that for now. Now, as for this, what else do we need? We need titanium crystals and we need diamonds. Now, diamonds actually can come from the energetic graphite, but I'm not sure if we researched that yet. I think pretty sure now that we can say we did not. So where do we get that stuff? This is X-ray cracking, we don't need that one. Processor, energy storage, crystal smelting, there we go. I think actually that's the one that we are going to do. Can we ignore this one? Stop it somehow? There we go, I think, yeah, now this is starting. Alright, and then we can add this to the back of it. Alright, so good stuff. Except now we are also going to need titanium. Now to get titanium, actually we are going to have to go on a little trip. So let us make a couple of miners, let's say 6 of those. We are going to need smelters, so I will make a couple of those. We are going to need a couple of assembling machines, I think. We are going to need a bunch of storage. So I'm just going to prepare what I think we are going to need. We need a ton of these, a ton of those, but we still have that. Solar panels is something we will need to automate on the other planet as well. Solar cells might be usable. But to get that, we need to take some of these magnetic coils. So here we go. I'll just grab a bunch of those, and I think, yeah, we're going to want to have probably at least 15 of these solar sails, I guess, to get us started. Because on the planet I think we're going, at least in my personal playthrough, we didn't have a lot of wind on that planet. Now that might be different for the planet we are currently going. Alright, so we're making a bunch of those. Then we need iron, which we have in a storage over here. Grab a bunch of iron. I guess we could also do with some more copper. Now things are going to be getting a little bit more exciting, and also we can start fresh on that other planet and start planning for the future a little bit. So grab 100 from here, I guess. Now we don't have a storage of copper plates, so that's interesting. I was pretty sure we had it, but that's just my personal playthrough again, I guess. But we're getting some over here, and we probably don't need tons of it. Anyway, we are building this stuff. Now let's have a look. We're going to zoom out a little bit. We are on the planet Subra 3. And we have Subra 2, which is an ice giant. Now I don't think we can land on the... Actually, yeah, we should be able to land on the ice giant. Oh, and we have a lava planet, which I haven't seen yet. Supposedly, though, it is unreachable because it requires drive engine 2. Ah, this one as well. Alright, so that is something else that we are going to have to research. Let's have a look. Drive engine 2. There we go. We should probably... Can we do that one first? So we can actually fly to the other planet. Then we will do crystal smelting. And then we will do magnetic particle trap. Alright, or hydrogen fuel rods maybe. We might also need those, but I don't know. And that also requires titanium. So that is going to require a bunch of mining on the other planets. Now, of course, we are going to need tons of these. So I'm going to be making them right now so that we have a proper supply for our expedition. Solar panels, whatever I can make. Yeah, we started automating silicon as well, which is... Well, at least I think we did. And if we did, then where did we do it? That is the question. Because I did do it on my personal playthrough, we might be doing it here as well. But honestly, yes. There we go. We did. Grab a bunch of that stuff. 200 at least, so that we can make some solar panels. Because we are going to need them as well. Now we're going to grab a bit of steel so that we have some supply of that. Alright, and then I think we are also going to want to grab a bunch of fuel, which we might actually do light oil as a fuel. And we have plenty of that, so we cannot grab it directly from the container, which is a little bit unfortunate, but we can grab it from here. And we are going to need some big stacks, I guess. Well, I don't know, actually, how big does this stack? Up to 20, alright, so that's not really sustainable. Never mind that. However, this belt is now completely saturated, so we are making enough of that. I'm going to grab a bunch of this stuff, and then I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, so we unlocked the mecha sail. You can now sail, double press space to lift off, hold arrow keys for space.
You can try to view the whole planetary system, and even the entire cluster, by clicking the star map button in the lower left corner of the screen.
Alright, so we are here, we already looked at this.
Double-click the space key to lift off to enter the flight mode, and keep pressing the forward direction and space keys in the flight mode, and you will enter the sailing mode when you reach a certain altitude.
Alright, so I have been flying a little bit, I haven't mastered it, but let's go for our first flight to another planet. Alright, so we double tap space, and then we keep holding the...
In sailing mode, you can control the mecha to go to different planets or planetary systems by following the arrows in the space navigation.
Alright, where is our gas giant?
To accelerate, back arrow key to slow
There we
down.
go.
You can also use the Q, R keys to hold down the right mouse button dragging to sideward flight.
Right, well, he explains it better than I did. But you double tap space, and then you hold down your arrow key, your upper arrow key. And I guess we cannot land on the ice giants, I guess. That is worrying. Because now we need to go to a different planet, which, well, we need to get out of sailing mode here and go, or actually into like planetary mode, and need to go back to sail mode. We are running out of power already, so that is a bit of a problem. We can go to Subra 1, which is a lava planet, and I assume has everything we need. However, it's quite far away, but if I don't do too much, actually now the power is regenerating, and maybe that is just because we are now burning the energetic graphite rather than the oil for some reason, but that is good because it does give us more power and it does mean we won't run out. So we are actually going to make it all the way to Subra 1. Now, one thing I wish was a little bit easier was that you could just have a little look around, but look at that, man. Actually, we can have a look around, he's still going in the same direction. It is super cool. Take a little screenshot right there. Now, there's a bunch of places you can go that are super far away. We started, I guess, at Subra 4, which is our home planet, I assume, because it's orbiting around Subra 2. So it is a bit of a flight. It's going to take some time, but if you look at the whole galaxy, man, everywhere you can go, it is insanely massive. It is incredibly huge. It's incredible, and you can go anywhere, but of course, you're going to need the fuel reserves to do it, which is the problem, more likely. Anyway, yeah, this is definitely going to take some time, and we are going to want to have a self-sustainable little factory on Subra 1 over there as well, of course. Look at that, man. We have so far to go. Actually, our planet is actually orbiting behind Subra 2, I think. Right there. That is super cool. We will be super close to the sun as well. And we are Icarus. We are called Icarus, so hopefully that is not foreboding, but we'll see. Anyway, I will be cutting out these little parts until we reach Subra 1. So I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, we're getting close enough now that we can actually see the shape of what I'm assuming are land masses. I'm super curious about what this looks like, by the way, because all the graphics in this game are really nice to look at, and I'm hoping for some really vibrant lava and stuff. I think that will be super cool. Anyway, I think it should be obvious by now that we have been flying for some time already. This will probably take like 5 minutes to go back and forth every time that we go here, which I'm not a huge fan of, to be honest. Oh, wow. But anyway, yeah, it's a huge, very long distance. And that means I'm not leaving this place until my pockets are absolutely filled. Absolutely filled with the stuff that I came here for, which is titanium, which I think we have over here. This should be titanium, right? Can turn this on. We've got titanium veins, we've got copper here, we've got iron, more copper, iron veins, so we can actually be a little bit self-sustainable here. Lots of rock. I am not seeing the one thing I was hoping for as well, in addition to the titanium, which is whatever it is called, silicon. We don't have silicon on the planet. That sets us back a little bit. We don't have stone either, so for now we will be stuck getting silicon from stone. So that means we will get tons of titanium instead. We are going to land right here. Now, first of all, we want to be self-sustainable with the power. So I think, well, we have this lava ditch over here, which we, let's check that out. That is kind of cool looking. And it does have a little bit of a glowy effect, which I like. Anyway, we are going to put these along the fissures, I guess. There we go. Now we're going to have a nice little field of solar panels. Now, I haven't looked at the wind levels on this planet, which is something that we definitely should be doing. So let's have a look. We can see a lot of information here. So wind energy ratio is actually 70%. That is quite good. We have 84% construction area on this planet. That is a lot. Now we do get iron ore, silicon ore. Apparently there is silicon on the planet. Ah, yes, there it is. All right. That is good to know. It is quite far away from where we currently are. So we've got silicon, iron, stone as well. So we could be completely self-sustainable on this planet. We've got coal, got a bunch of different things here, which is nice. So that puts my mind at ease a little bit. Now let us see. We want to have solar panels. So it's 4. It's not going to be an even number, but oh well. Now the only problem is that this planet, of course, orbits the sun, or the sun orbits this place. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would need 5 more. Maybe we can still make that to make a nice even number, and indeed we can. But at some point, the sun is going to set on this area. Now, I don't see the sun right now, so if we zoom in on our robot a little bit, there it is. Now, at some point, this is going to disappear, I think. We might be in luck, and that this area actually does stay in the sunlight quite a lot longer, and maybe if we are close to the sun, we get more benefits of that, because we turn quicker around it, maybe. Well, we do orbit the sun. Yeah, let's just see. But if we do miss out on that sunny side for a long time, then of course we are going to have to rely solely on wind power, which is not great. Right, so we've got some solar panels, we've got some wind. We can make more winds, and we actually have quite a bit of wind on this planet, which in my personal playthrough I didn't have that much of. And so I was really relying on the solar panels, and I built them all along the planet, like just a long line all the way across, so that at any given time there would always be some sun somewhere, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. Anyway, let us make some titanium. So I think what we want to do here is we're just going to smelt a bunch of it, and we're going to grab this little sect right there.
One of your production facilities is not powered. You need to keep it within the power coverage area and supply it with power facilities in order to maintain its normal works.
We're going to place one right there, trying to grab as many of these things as possible, of course, and to make sure that nothing is left uncovered. So if I place one there, one of these things will be double, but I think that will be fine. We could do another one right here, and then we could cover up the last of these, I guess. Well, there's one in the middle that doesn't quite get covered, but oh well. That is a bit unfortunate, but well, 2 that don't get covered. We'll just do it like that, and that will have to do. Now, of course, we want to have some mecha powering stations here. So I'll place that one right about there. Now, crystal smelting research is done because everything on the other planet, of course, keeps running. You have mastered the ultimate smelting techniques, and now you can change the atomic arrangement of the elements through smelting and quickly produce advanced materials such as diamonds. Alright, so that's cool. We need to get some power going here. Of course, we are going to need a bunch of smelters, which well, I guess here is as good a place as any. We'll put these a little bit close together. So that's 5 in a row. Yeah, let's start with that, I guess, and then we'll see. So we're going to go up here, all the way up to there. And these guys will be smelting. We cannot smelt titanium yet. Come on. Alright, so we're going to stop this one for a second. Titanium smelting. Research next. And then we are going to continue researching the magnetic particle trap. Alright, no big deal. We should be just about be able to cover all of this stuff. And I guess we'll go down by one.
You have a building without recipe set. Please set the recipe you want. After selecting the recipe, you can use the less than key to copy the recipe and the greater than key to paste the next building that needs to set the same recipe.
Alright, so we need to wait for that recipe to unlock before we can actually do anything. This is of course going to start mining. We will put some storage as well. Now storage, I think we want to have at some point interstellar whatever. And yeah, we are getting out of sunlight range here, by the way. You can tell because these things actually have turned red, and if they get sunlight they are blue. So we want to have a place where we gather all the materials, and then from there we can load it into a space station. So we are going to, I guess, start collecting materials right about there. Now we can stack this as well. Let's just do that and see how that works, because that's going to be interesting. Now the one thing I forgot to take more of are conveyor belts. Now we can automate the production of conveyor belts on this planet actually, so it's not a huge problem in all fairness. Alright, did we cover the center there? Yes we did. Alright, so then we can put inserters right there. That is awesome. So excited to get to a new planet, and especially because I haven't been on a lava planet yet. I quite like the look of this, and to be honest, this is kind of like what I was hoping for Planetary Annihilation when that game came out, because this looks amazing. And the planets in that game kind of look shit, to be honest. Which was unfortunate because I did like the game. It had its problems and issues, but man, was it ambitious, and in terms of strategies, like there was a lot you could do. Maybe not perfectly balanced, but it was a lot of fun. Anyway, we are going to set this up, and then I guess while the research is going, we are going to continue with the silicon mining. So we're going to store this here eventually. We will also put storage next to it. Of course, this is going to require power. So we'll put one in the middle, right about there. And of course this needs to connect up, so we'll go sideways, I guess, and then put one there to establish our connection. Now it seems that for now we have enough with wind power, but of course we're not producing anything full scale or full time yet, so our requirements are going to change. I would like to automate the production of solar panels on this planet, because actually we can. I think this is where we find our silicon veins, yes indeed. Right, so we can start the silicon production over here, and actually, now that I know where it is, we are of course going to have to route some power over this direction. Let's see how far we can go with these. There we go, that is one. It's not too far away, actually. That's nice. We'll leave that one here, and then we will continue with the Tesla towers. Now we are going to need smelters, of course, and let's see how many we can cover. That is a lot. I like that one. That's a good space. And then we'll cover all the rest with this one. Of course, Tesla tower is going to be needed, and hopefully this one will cover both. Nice. Alright, and then the production area can be in this direction, I guess. It doesn't really matter. But let's build this out. So we will have another 5 of these smelters right about there. And you guys will be making high purity silicon. This is going to be a lot faster, because we don't need to break down stone to get to the silicone. This is going to be a 1-on-1 or 2-on-1 smelting, and it's going to be so much better. Alright, we'll build a pylon there, we'll build a pylon there. Of course, we are going to need transport belts. So now the power is becoming a problem. You can tell because we have the flashing symbols again. So we need to do something about our power production. Now we can make about 5 more of these, and I guess we can make a couple more of those. We'll make 10 of those and we'll spread those out along the veins there. Now for now we're going to finish setting this up. And the solar panels that I'm making now, I'm going to put them in a different position on the planet so that we actually have almost constant coverage. At least that is what I'm going for, that is what I'm hoping to get. Alright, so we are now making silicone. And we can leave this here and make sure that we have room to expand the production of this. And I guess we can start expanding this line. We'll go sideways here. It's kind of cool to look at when you go sideways like that. Oh, that's colliding with another object. There we go. Well, let's just build it up to here for now. Alright, you have mastered the titanium ore smelting techniques, and now you can smelt titanium ore into lightweight and high strength titanium ingots. So that is what we are going to do. Let me just quickly fly over so we can set this to work. Hopefully my robots will continue. But this needs a recipe. We are going to be making titanium ingots over here, and we are going to stack this up in our storage area. And when we have a ton of this stuff and a ton of that stuff, we can take this back to our planet. Because let's have a look. We also need to start making, well, the diamonds. We can make those at home. We have a requirement for something else though. What else did we need? Well, we need this to make, oh yeah, we need the crystal silicones. And we are going to need that for other stuff as well. So that is something we can make. We could make it on this planet as well, actually. That might not be a bad idea. I think I might do that. We might put a splitter in there. This is going to go right there. And I would like to continue design. It's super cool when you're close to the pole like this. This is how we're going to build it out. Alright, so we actually might want to put a splitter in here. And we don't have a splitter right now, so we need to make one. Alright, splitter right there. And we're going to start building in that direction. Now, of course, we are also going to need outputs on all of these buildings. That is not what I wanted. That is the wrong place. Unfortunately, but we can remove it. It's easily fixed. There we go. So now we have an output of that. We are going to split it off into a different direction, but we will also create a storage of that. Now, to make this, what do we need? Smelting facility. Alright, so we can make a couple more. We can make 3 more, and then we need to start automating some other things, I guess. Or we need to mine some stuff by hand, which is okay, we can do that. It's no problem. Anyway, we could start producing this stuff right here, I suppose. 3 of these might do, because again, I don't know how much of everything we are going to need. And then from here, we could actually go up here. Yeah, then we would need a separate storage for that. Now, I could go a long way over here, and I think that's what we're going to do, because it looks cool. We're going to need 1 power supply. Inputs. outputs. Of course, this is going to start then making the crystal silicone. And then we need to fix our power situation, because yeah, we can actually make a couple along this line here as well. We have a bunch of wind turbines that will be producing 24/7, which is definitely something we need and want to have. I'm gonna build one over here. And these actually, we might rely on these completely at some point, because the solar panels, well, we need a lot of them. There we go, build one over here, that's enough. Solar panels we are going to build somewhere else, but this might actually do it for us. Not sure yet, we need to keep an eye on it. Actually, you can slowly see this one is working. The sun is rising, I guess. It's kind of rising in a weird way, but yep, that's the second. Third, and this is going to keep spreading out like that in this direction. Kind of cool looking. And actually that might mean we want to, because this is where the sun rises earlier. So if we go over in this direction for a bit, we can build some of these solar panels right about there. Of course, we are going to need a wireless power tower. We'll build one over here. And we'll build one over there. And then we can get some power from that direction as well. Now I'm just going to hook up these other storages, and we have 2 more storage containers which we can place somewhere else. I guess we'll build it up over here. And what we could do here is actually go one more, go sideways that way, and then we're going to go up, down, and over here. And then we need inputs. We're going to need an input over here, so we need them to finish that stuff off. Yep, nice. And if we finish off this, then we will have finished an episode again, because we have been playing for some time already. And I think it's about time we put a cut in here, because we will probably be getting close to another hour here. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please leave a like and a comment below if you enjoyed it and want to see more of this game. And I will see you guys for whatever video I do next.